Alright guys, so now let's work on a trigonometric function of a non-acute angles on this lecture 2.2. I will let you read the big idea and the tip you need to pay attention for this section. And let's talk about the reference angle. So the reference angle is the angle formed between the terminal side of any angle and the x-axis. Therefore, the reference angle is going to be defined by alpha. Alpha is the reference angle. Let me write that right here. Alpha is the reference angle. Okay? Now, everybody will understand that alpha refers to an acute angle. Okay? It refers to an acute angle in the triangle, in a right triangle right here. We're having alpha, and this is alpha refers to an acute angle. Okay, remember, if I take if I take upon P defined by coordinate x and y, I got a right angle, and I definitely see that x will be negative right here when y on this side, y will be positive. Okay, y is positive when x is negative. So when I define my reference angle, alpha, it's going to be equal to 180 minus my angle theta. If I look at for the other one, I got a point P defined by coordinate x and y. This time y is negative and x is negative. And I end up to have the reference angle alpha equal theta minus 180 degree. Finally, for the last one, I end up to have alpha equal 360 minus the angle theta. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so now let's try to imagine that you have, and I'm going to take this ruler. All right, let's try to have this like this, and I'm going to try to have that. Okay, so if I look at my angle theta, if I look at the angle theta equal 150 degree, my reference angle alpha will be equal to 180 minus 150, which is 30 degree. Okay? So when I look at the value of the sinus of the angle 30 degree, I know it's going to be equal to 1/2. I know that the cosinus of 30 degree is going to be square root of 3 divided by 2, and the tangent of 30 degree is going to be equal to 1/3. I will let you rationalize the tangent 30 degree. Of course, everything is connected to the fact that you have a right triangle where you have x, y, the hypotenuse, and that is the angle 30 degree. Now, if I look at the sinus, of 150 degree, what am I supposed to have? Well, let's take a look at this picture right here. Okay, let me graph this for you, and hopefully I will be, there we go. I don't know why I didn't use that before. Just realized that 30 degree. Okay, so if I take 2 points like that, what do I have? If I take the point, so I know that is the angle 150 degree, and I know, so if I take the point right here, this is y, this is x, actually negative x, and this is y, and this is x. I know that this is the reference angle. This reference angle is also right there. And if I look at the sinus of 150 now, I realize that it's exactly the same thing that the sinus of 30 degree. Okay, I can see clearly that I have exactly the same value of the sinus. Remember, we are reading the sinus on the vertical axis. We are reading the cosinus on the horizontal axis of the angle. Now, if I look at the cosinus, which is basically 1/2. Now, if I look at the cosinus of 150 degree, I realize now it is x over y, x over r, which is minus of the cosinus of 30 degree. Therefore, it's going to be equal to minus square root of 3 divided by 2. And if I look at the tangent of 150, well, it's going to be minus the tangent of 30 degree, which is minus 1 over square root of 3. All right, guys, so now I'm going to let you meditate on that. And thank you very much, and I will see you in class.